Hey everyone, Rick Hong here. We are at the season 3 premiere of Get Shorty. The TV show stars Ray Romano and Chris O'Dowd. Let's take a first look.
What's my story? A tragedy or an unlikely success story?
Okay, what are you really up to?
Miles is out of prison. What?
I want to make movies that mean something.
Oh my God, again?
You okay with me pitching you a few ideas and you can tell me what you think?
Convicted felon turns life around. Hollywood loves that stuff.
Takes a dark turn.
Ricky.
Look at this. The gang's back together. I don't mean gang like gang.
Is it nice to know that you're able to kind of tell each season, you're able to tell the whole story versus if you're on a network? In a network, you know, sometimes there's always like that, you can introduce your characters, you can introduce the storyline, and then they cut you off, and you're like, I never got to finish this. So has it been nice for you to like do seasons 1 and season 2 and be able to tell like the whole journey for like the story that you kind of laid out?
Oh, 100%. It's a wonderful thing about cable TV is you're fairly sure you're going to get to tell at least the beginning, middle, and end of your season. I had been on a number of shows where that didn't happen on network earlier. So that's a wonderful thing to go in with that confidence and the sense that you're going to get to have your say. Yeah.
So I was curious, the haircut that Ray Romano has in there, is that based on Brian Grazer or something? I'm like, whose idea was the hair?
Ray's very careful to say the hair was inspired by Mr. Grazer, but he says, you know, as he would say, I play kind of a washed-up producer. That's not based on Brian. Yeah.
And then, you know, Chris O'Dowd, he's Irish. And I wasn't sure before I popped it on and started watching, if he was going to be Irish or if he was going to be American in this. So I don't know, did you guys change the storyline a little bit or give him some backstory to say this is why he's Irish? Or was it always, no, if we have Chris O'Dowd, this is how we're going to do this?
The character was not Irish until Chris came along. We were looking for some characteristic to really distinguish him from Chili Palmer. We wanted him to be different from the book and the film that way. And we were looking for, you know, is he from a part of the world that's different than an Italian mobster, for instance? And then Chris, when we realized Chris was going to come do the part, immediately we thought, well, then he should be Irish. That'll be interesting. And why he's running with a Latino mob is something we've tried to explain here and there.
I think a lot of people are curious about Ed. Like, you know, where does he come from? He's this mystery guy who handles a lot of business for other people, but what is he like? What does he want to do? And I think this season is kind of pulling back some layers to allow the fans to kind of say, okay, so that's Ed. Oh, that's a smile from Ed. Ed doesn't smile often. So, you know, he's doing some things. He has some goals, some things that he's trying to do on his own. And as you go back and watch season 2 and other people watch season 2, you'll see how everything starts to unfold, kind of chaos towards the end, where everybody's going to play. So Ed's kind of left on his own. He's been all these years, you know, taking care of someone else, and now he's kind of left on his own. So what does Ed want to do?
I will admit I haven't watched the movie yet, but I read a lot about the book and Elmore Leonard, who wrote it, and I was interested to find out. I think he was born in New Orleans, and he wrote like a bunch of crime novels. So it was very interesting to learn about him and how which certain of his novels had like taken off, like this one. So I'd read about the whole franchise, but I haven't seen the movie yet.
Okay, so you come onto the show, and like I think I heard you said that your character is going to be doing a lot of like interaction with Yago, who's not a real good dude. So I mean, you want to kind of just give me like a hint?
Yeah. I mean, she is a go-getter who's, you know, doing that kind of social climb in the social media world, and he's kind of in that same position in his world. So they kind of vibe on that same, you know, position that they're both in, and they're different industries, and so they like that about each other. And he wants to. They actually kind of want to use each other to get higher. And you know, he does some things for her that she's like, okay, I like that, and she does the same thing. And so they keep giving each other favors until it kind of like reaches this, you know, high climax. And yeah, we'll see.
Yago continues to try to make big moves. You know, he's on this mission to try to prove himself to the world that he can make big choices. But you know, in this season, you start to see that he's not what he thought he was, and so it causes like kind of a crisis in faith.
You can catch Get Shorty Season 3 right now on Epix. Until next time, I'm Rick Hong. You've been watching Hollywood First Look Features.